pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing while Councilman Sarah leads us in prayer.
Heavenly Father, watch over our meeting and help us to work together. Grant us the wisdom and strength to make the best decisions for our community. Amen.
I could ask you to continue to stand as we have a moment of silence for Father Bill Vandegrift, who passed away recently. As you know, Father Bill was the pastor of St. Thomas Parish, did an amazing job building the parish community and also building and restoring St. Thomas Church and St. Philip's Hall. It is a building that all of us in the community appreciate, as well as I know the parishioners of St. Thomas miss Father Bill for what he did for everyone as part of that parish. And also we lost recently Bill Hazer. Bill was the past commander of the American Legion, attended many Memorial Day services and Veterans Day services and ran those services, was always involved in support of our veterans, and just a great community member. And our thoughts and prayers are with his wife Laurel and his family at this time. So we got a moment of silence for two individuals who really helped to create this great community. Thank you. Just to advise that meeting notices covering this meeting have been sent and posted as required under Section 3D of the Open Public Meetings Act. The first order of business this evening, we opened a executive session part of the meeting at 5:30. And as we always do, our solicitor will comment on the topics that were discussed in the executive session.
In executive session, Mayor and Council discussed certain contract negotiations. The Council received a report from the manager in regard to the Beach Patrol. At this time, there is a memorandum of agreement with the Beach Patrol Union. Additional information will be made available in that matter this evening when Council considers Resolution 2017-196. Manager also reported in regard to negotiations with the dispatchers and the firefighters. Those matters are continuing, and the manager is working with those organizations to establish dates for further negotiation. In regard to the supervisors union, the municipality has received a proposed agreement from that union. The manager has indicated that they are working to set a date for negotiations in late November. In regard to personnel, the manager advised that Kim Boyd was hired in Public Works as of October 6, 2017. In regard to litigation, my office advised that the Malone versus Brigantine matter is now set for trial on November 27. Additional information will be made available after that trial date. That's it, sir.
Thank you, Fred. I should mention that Reardon will not be able to join us this evening. His son is receiving a scholarship this evening as part of the Arthur Brown Foundation, so he will be with his son receiving that scholarship. Okay, next we move to the approval of the council minutes and executive session minutes for 9/20/17 and 10/4/17. Can we have a motion and a second, please?
I'll make that motion.
Any additions or deletions to the minutes? Seeing none, can we have a roll call?
View,
Yes.
Reardon. I'm sorry. DeLucre. No, I'm really good.
Right here, present.
Yes.
DeLucre.
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes for Reardon, yes for me.
And Mayor Gunther.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, next we move to the approval of the payroll, the requisition list, and the miscellaneous operating expenses. Can we have a motion and a second, please?
Make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
View,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre.
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Mayor Gunther.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, at this time, we have a presentation from the Polar Bear Plunge Committee. So I'd ask the committee to join us. Emmett and your group. Oh, Trish Cosgrove
And Fran.
Fran, Rose.
His group.
I'm Fran Chambers, 100 Heald Road. I'm here today to ask you guys, well, anyway, Mayor Gunther and City Council, this is our 17th year we have raised $500,000 so far for the veterans, with 100% of our donations given to the Fisher House. In June 2017, Paul Busco, lawyer, and John Murray, CPA, formed the Brigantine Polar Bears as a New Jersey nonprofit 501c3 corporation. Rip Reynolds, Emmett Turner, Tricia Cosgrove are our trustees. In addition, we have also had insurance coverage for the event. Last year, we received $70,000 and had 60 volunteers work the event. We are excited and we are thrilled because this year low tide is at 12:30 on the 1st. Makes everything work better. This year the plunge will be held on Monday, January 1st, and we expect 5,000 attendees, excuse me, and 1,000 plungers. We're asking sponsors to have their monies in by November 1st, and sales will start on December 1st. We respectfully request your permission to hold the plunge at the Laguna at 12 noon. And just a little bit extra, thank you for the help you've given us over all these years. We could not have pulled this off without it. And myself being one of the very, very lucky vets, I say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to Brigantine for making this what it is today. Thank you.
Thank you, Fran. Anyone else? Yeah. We've come a long way. I know that all the members of City Council look at this event as just an incredible representation of the generosity of this community and the hard work that volunteers do. You are an incredible example of volunteerism in the community, and each and every year you put forth an unbelievable effort on New Year's Day to raise a significant amount of money. And when you talk about $70,000 in a one-day event, I mean that's amazing that this community, the size of our community, that we can raise that type of money and then of course donate that money to Fisher House, which is, as most people know, a charity that is dedicated to making life a little easier for the families of veterans and veterans themselves as they are going through treatment to recover from wounds that they have they've had inflicted as a result of serving our nation. So we are so proud of what you do, and the easiest thing for us is to approve this. I think because it's the least that we can do, and obviously we're asking everyone to support this group because we know the funds that are raised are going to a worthy cause, and all of you are dedicating your time and your talent, and you're working so hard to make it possible. I'm not sure how this compares to other fundraisers for the Fisher House, but I believe it is one of the largest that they have, and I know they send down their national representatives every year and appreciate the support that you do, that you provide for them and the work that you do. So we need a motion, I guess, to approve.
Make that motion?
Second.
We're approving the Polar Bear Plunge on January 1st.
Did we wake you?
Fred was ready to vote. So we need a motion to approve the Polar Bear Plunge.
We already did that.
And do we have a motion and a second?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That includes all council members going in this year?
No.
Of course.
I got to say something before I say yes or no.
I'd love to polar plunge, but I
Back
do
in
not plunge.
Back in January, I believe I opened my mouth up and asked the two chiefs over there that if they go in, I donate $500 apiece. So it'd be a $1,000 donation. Is that still standing? That means your hair gets wet, no wetsuits, no nothing. You're not that good a negotiator, I'll tell you that right now.
I'll be there.
Okay. Mayor?
I've been in since, I think 3 years ago, you challenged me to do this?
It wasn't a challenge. You said something to me, you know, and can we count on your wife?
Absolutely.
So that's a $2,000 donation, so, from me, so. That's if they make it in, and their hair has to get wet.
Wasn't it 1,000 the first year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He is a good negotiator.
Yeah. Yeah. If you see the shine come off mine, you know I went in.
There you go.
Hey, Andy, what's it worth if I go in and stay under for 20 minutes?
Just thinking about it.
How many zeros are on
I'd
that?
bring Mr. Fisher House over to my house and give him my house.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved, and thank you for everything you do.
Just one quick thing. As much as this has been a success, you guys have to remember one thing. This is a team effort. If we couldn't do what we're doing without all the cooperation here, all the way around. So we thank you for that. It's not just us. It's a team effort.
Thank you, Fran.
Let's just hope
Take
and
care.
pray for some nice weather.
Yes.
that
Actually, a nice day like last
late
year.
last year.
I hope it's snowing.
I'll call you tomorrow.
We forgot to get Stinson in.
I throw another 500 out there.
Yeah.
Of your one. All right,
On my money.
we had the,
I thought you were chipping in on that.
They're picking on you. Yeah.
okay, we have the, next we move to public comment
It's in your
on
contract.
agenda items only. Anyone want to comment on any agenda items? Okay, seeing no public comment at this time on the agenda, we're going to move into the agenda items. We have the calendar year 2017 best practice inventory discussion. And we have Mr. Stinson and Roxanne with us as well.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Yes, Roxanne's going to go over, this is an annual submission we do every year and bring it to council for review, and I'll turn it over to Roxanne.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I believe you should have all received a copy of the best practices worksheets in your packet. And as noted, in the local finance notice that was attached, this year we had a reduction in the number of questions from 30 to 25. I guess you would realize that the fewer questions obviously begins to narrow the opportunity to score a large positive credit to achieve 100% of state aid. But I'm happy to report that the city has achieved the minimum of 21 credits so that our aid is not in jeopardy. If you've read the questions or looked through your documents, you'll note that there are 3 questions that deal with sick time longevity payouts. While the city has made efforts in these areas, we were not in a position to actually answer yes to those questions. I would ask you to go back and to read and pay particular attention to those questions. I don't know what's going to happen in the future with this document, but if it still survives, I would think that it's likely those questions will remain as part of the best practices worksheet. And it could possibly eventually have maybe an effect on our payout of our aid. So I don't know, unless you have any questions.
Any questions from members of council? For the public, do you want to go through some of the, do you want to go through those items?
It's a little, I think it's kind of a little tedious and boring. They ask questions about, the city's achievement of financial deadlines, which we were able to make. It talks about your audit and whether that's been filed. There's general operating questions that I believe we, successfully answered yes. We just have some, fringe areas, but that's pretty much what it is. It's just to make sure that you're maintaining the standards that the state thinks are important. I'm not sure that I just don't know what direction it's going to go in and why they reduced it.
Right, and the questions change.
Actually, pretty much all the questions that were here last year.
Right.
I mean, this document started out at about 60 questions. I don't know how many years ago. And every year it seems like they're narrowing it down. I don't know if they're thinking that, if they get a lot of positive answers on questions and they just throw them out. I'm not sure what dictates what stays in, what gets added, or if anybody really did a lot of work on it this year and just, I don't know, but
So this
I
year's
feel
was
pretty
close to
comfortable.
last year's, but there were some that were lower number of questions?
There were 30 questions last year, there's 25 this
Right.
year. Yeah, so it's,
Not in the right
they
direction.
seem like it's kind of squeezing you and forcing you to address some of the areas maybe the state has concern about.
And I know that those items are, especially the sick time payouts and in the collective bargaining agreements, Mr. Stinson has worked hard on that issue and will continue to work on that. That's something that we're negotiating over time and will, I'm sure, be something that will be addressed in future agreements.
Right, like I said, I think we're headed in the right direction. We really just couldn't answer yes.
Well, you have to answer based on, what is presently in place.
Right. They used to allow you to be prospective when they first came out, because it was like a shock, I think, for everybody. But they've eliminated that now.
Ed, did you want to report on the, while we're talking about that, on the bond sale too? While you and Roxanne are here as well, and with the rating?
Sure. In fact, I'll let Roxanne go.
Okay.
Yes, we had our bond sale on October 11th. And with that, you obviously all know that we have to get a rating for the bonds. And Standard & Poor, if you've not had a chance to read the rating dialogue yet, it would be very, very good of you to do so. There's a lot of positive things mentioned in their rating, and they kept us at AA stable, which was really, really good. We were hoping that we would get another notch, but that didn't happen. But we're going to try to address that in the future. But the actual results were much better than I had anticipated. We had 5 bidders, and the successful bidder, we have an all-in interest cost of 2.309% with a $271,000 premium. The coupons range from 2 to 4%, and it's a 13-year issuance. So very happy with the results, and very happy that we took advantage still of a favorable market.
Great. Okay, any questions by council? Okay, well, thank you, Ed. Thank you, Roxanne. Okay, next we're going to move to ordinance number 23 of 2017, the public hearing and adoption of the change to the fee ordinance concerning the farmers market. Could we have a motion and a second, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, at this time, I'll open the meeting for public comment on ordinance number 23 of 2017. Anyone who would like to comment on ordinance 23? Seeing no public comment at this time, do we have any council comments? Okay, other than you have a farmer's market coming up this weekend?
Yes. Saturday morning, 9:30.
Fantastic. Okay, could we have roll call, please?
You,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Mayor Gunther,
Yes.
motion carried.
And recognize Dave Roundtree here for the work that he does with the farmer's market. Thank you again for volunteering all of your Saturdays. Ordinance number 24 is an introduction to mode. We're going to pull that one in? Okay. We're going to pull 24. Table that for now. Resolution 2017-192 is award of contract for Calvi Electric for electrical services. The city duly advertised bids on April 28, 2015 for electrical services, whereas the contract was for 12 months and the specifications to provide can exercise 2-year extensions. This went through the entire process again. We looked at it again, and it's awarded to Calvi Electric, and it should not exceed $65,000 in its total amount. Have a motion, second, please.
Make that motion.
Second.
Okay, Ed, I know you looked at some other,
But this was a contract that was bid out in 15. The contract allowed for 1-year extensions. We're recommending that we extend the contract for this additional year.
good, and I know that you're happy with the quality of the work and the service that you're getting from Calvi.
That is correct.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, seeing none, could we have roll call, please?
You,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Mayor Gunther,
Yes.
motion carried.
Okay, resolution 2017-193 is a work change order for the fire department generator. Whereas the city did award a contract for the emergency generator at the fire department and police station, did enter into a contract with Ronald Janey Electrical Contractor, Inc. in the amount of $329,850. And whereas the contract was amended by resolution with work change order number 1 to $338,216.89 rather. And whereas during the performance of the project, additional work was performed to properly complete and enhance the project, the additional work being herein enclosed in Appendix A. Now be it resolved that the contract for the fire department and police station generator be amended from $338,216.89 to $348,423.46, a net increase of $10,206.57. We have a motion and second, please.
Make that motion.
Second.
Now, does this include any landscaping?
Trees.
In front of the...
This does not include landscaping, although John and I have been out there, and John's working on some ideas for some landscaping around the generator. This change order is to actually waterproof that room, whereas the new equipment that's installed with this generator, so the new transfer switch and the new main panel, all meet flood code requirements. The existing panels, and they are large and take up one entire wall, do not meet federal flood requirements, and the cost to raise and rewire that equipment was in excess of $60,000. So we came up with an alternative, which would be to waterproof the room. This includes a gate at the door as well, so that equipment can stay at its current elevation, but would be protected and still in service during a flood.
Okay, any further questions? Okay, hopefully we don't need it, but it's nice to know it's there. Can we have roll call, please?
You,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Mayor Gunther?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, next we move to Resolution 2017-194, CER reimbursements. Could I have a motion and a second, please?
Make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
View?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
DeLucre?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Mayor Gunther?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, next we move to Resolution 2017-195, real estate tax refund. Could I have a motion and a second, please?
Make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Do we have a roll call?
View?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
DeLucre?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Mayor Gunther?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2017-196 is adoption of a memorandum of agreement for lifeguards. Could we have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Stinson, if you would, could you outline the changes to the contract with the Brigantine Lifeguard Association?
I will, Mayor, thank you. The contract is a 5-year contract from January 1st of 2017 through December 31st of 2021. It does not include any retro payment for 2017 season. Article 12, changes in the uniform allotment are proposed as part of this agreement. Just changes that the second and third year lifeguards now can choose from the list of available uniforms as opposed to being assigned a set standard of uniforms. Article 14 is the salary guide. The lifeguards currently operate under 2 salary guides, one for employees that were hired prior to December 31st of 2014, and there are no changes to that salary guide. The second salary guide is for employees hired after January 1st of 2015, and we are proposing to increase the starting salary from $85 a day to $90 a day over the course of the contract. So 2017 stays at $85 a day. 2018, we are proposing $88 a day. 19, $89 a day. 2020, $90 a day. And 2021, $90 a day. And we are also proposing to increase the EMT certification from $9 a day to $10 a day, but impose limits on between Memorial Day and September 30th when that stipend would be made available, and also a cap of a maximum of $700 per season. That summarizes the proposed changes, Mayor.
Thank you, Ed. Okay, any discussion by council? See none, could we have roll call, please?
View?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
DeLucre?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Mayor Gunther?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, next we move to our consent agenda. We have the Elks Raffle License, Stockton Kappa Sigma Chapter Annual Polar Bear Plunge Request, a Crossroads Youth Group Happy Halloween Hayride Request, and a Brigantine Republican Club Halloween Parade Request. We have a motion and a second, please.
I'll make that motion.
We have roll call.
View?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
DeLucre?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Mayor Gunther?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, next we move to item 19, which is the Council Manager Committee discussion. Ed, do you have any topics for discussion?
Mayor, I do. I'd like to turn it over to the police chief and fire chief to advise council and the public of a few upcoming events.
Sure.
Thank you, sir. On Saturday, October 28th, the PBA is holding its annual trunk or treat. It's going to be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., and it'll be at the community center parking lot on the side closest to the old convent. We got a little more room there. So again, it's Saturday the 28th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the community center parking lot. Also, the times for trick-or-treating this year are 5:30 to 7:30 p.m.
Great. Thank you, Chief. And I'd like to piggyback on that and also announce that the fire department will be holding our annual open house on October 21st, this Saturday. And we pushed it back a week to coincide with the fall farmers market, so we'll be doing it at the same time. We'll have the normal stuff we normally do is we'll have a big giant inflatable slide for the kids. We'll have some fire apparatus on display. We'll be doing 2 Jaws of Life demonstrations where we'll be removing the doors of a vehicle that is being donated to us. We'll have a fire hose that kids can play with. We're going to have face painting provided. Reverend Scotland's providing that with some of the girls from the church. You know, normal stuff. Acme's donating food. We got Gucci donating food. They come through every year for us. Dunkin' Donuts is donating food for us. And also this year, we're going to have a guest appearance from Smokey the Bear. And the Forest Fire Service will have a truck on display. And we're also going to have Sparky the Fire Dog is going to make a special guest appearance. And we're going to see if we can get the two to have a dance-off maybe in the middle of it. See how that goes. But yeah, we'll look
Gulliver and the Fox over too.
Yeah, that's true. The weather looks like it's going to be great this weekend. It was a great turnout last year. We're expecting a bigger turnout this year, and we hope to see everyone there. And 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock on Saturday, right at the firehouse.
Thank you, Chief.
Mayor, we also have an update on the Army Corps Beach Replenishment Project. They finally scheduled the pre-construction meeting, which will be Wednesday, November 1st. So I'll know more at that point in terms of when that project will start, but it is still moving forward. And one last item, our Living Shoreline project received a statewide award from the New Jersey Society of Professional Engineers, the top project for that category, which is interlocal projects. So when I get that, I just got the verbal on it, but when I have more information, I'll share it with everybody. But pretty exciting. Got nice press for Brighington.
Absolutely.
And a lot of hard work by John in that project, start to finish. So compliments to John as well.
Hey, can you give us an update on the dueling backhoes down there at the, coming over the bridge, it looks like, down the south end on the cove?
So, yes, that is a DOT project, and they have a tight window in terms of their environmental permits, so they have to be complete prior to November 1st. So they came up, the DOT and the contractor came up with this plan to do the dredging by excavation as opposed to hydraulically. That was limited because of the weather and difficulties bringing the barge with the dredge to the site. So they chose to go with the long reach excavators. That's been operating. We won't know in terms of the success of the project until it is complete and they do the hydraulic surveys, but you see it, they look like they are making headway. And you know,
The sand they take out, where does that go?
that's getting placed on the beach,
Good.
on the Cove Beach. The DOT, just for future information here, the DOT has told me they are working on a project to do further dredging within St. George's. And that project is tied to their acquisition of a spoil site for that material, which is over by Bader Field. They are moving forward with that acquisition of that site, is what they are telling me. So I think within 2 years, again, based on what they are telling me, they will have that site, and then they will move for a project that would move into St. George's, and certainly would take care of the entrance of St. George's if this project is unable to complete it.
Great. Okay, anything else, Ed?
That is all I have.
Okay, any committee discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to open the meeting for public comment. Anyone who would like to address council? Dave?
My name's Dave Rowntree, 321 Arbogast Drive. Good evening, Mayor, Council. I'm here on behalf of the Farmers Market. Just a reminder, this week is our last farmer's market for the season. The hours have changed. We start at 9:30 to 1. So for all the early risers in Brigantine, it's 9:30, not 8 o'clock. And I want to thank council for passing this ordinance. And basically the basic fee has changed, has stayed the same. It did not go up. And the only fee that did go up is for the vendors that decide to pay later into the season. So if the vendors take advantage of paying by the end of January, that fee has stayed the same for the last 2 years. So I want to thank council for passing that ordinance. And just a few highlights for this weekend. There's a pumpkin pie and apple pie contest. Entrants have to get their pies to the market by 9:30. Judging starts at 10. And then afterwards, we're selling slices of pie for $1, and all that money goes to charity, the money we collect from the pies. We have a scary movie trivia contest. We also have pumpkin decorating for the children. We have 70 pumpkins, and we're charging the kids $2 for a pumpkin, and we're providing all the decorations that they need, the paint, the glitter, and we'll have the staff there to help them do all the decorating. We have live music, and we have 40 vendors. So in the past, when we had a Columbus Day weekend, our vendors, the number was somewhere in the 20s because it was a bad weekend. They had commitments elsewhere. So since we moved it this year to the 21st, we have a better turnout. So it should be, the weather looks good. We have 40 vendors, and I'm looking forward to a nice fall market. So once again, I want to thank council and the mayor for all your help during the course of the year. Ed, Tiger, Jim, and John and his gang for all their help. And look forward to ending the season on a good note. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave, and after Saturday, you can take the rest of the time off.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Could be. Yes, John?
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Last year, there was a suggestion made that maybe we'll put a sidewalk from the parking lot here over to the other one for people parking at this parking lot to go to the farmer's market, and I understand that that's in progress now. May I suggest that possibly one of these handicap parking spots that are up on this end of the parking lot that were put there because this building was built in 1995 and there was no farmer's market, possibly one of those could be moved to the far end, and when you put the sidewalk in, the accessible aisle from that handicap parking spot be connected right to that new sidewalk also at the time that's being built. Otherwise, people that park in this lot have to access egress out this parking lot right where the exit is. The cars exiting the parking lot. So I just asked that maybe that take a look at, and maybe this would be the time to do that when we're putting that other sidewalk in, that accessible aisle for a handicapped spot at that end of the parking lot for the people that attend the farmer's market, because there is no other handicap parking for the farmer's market. If not that, maybe we even also should do something else, either put one on the street or over there. We should do something for the people that come to the farmer's market that are handicapped. So if that could be looked into also in conjunction with maybe moving this other spot, we could improve that situation. Secondly, I concur and agree with the memorandum of agreement for the lifeguards. It seems that it's a small increase, but it's certainly deserved. I have been one that's sitting at these council meetings, and numerous times this past year, I've heard the fire chief and the police chief state the rescues that have taken place on our beach. And if I'm out there on the beach and my chest starts to hurt real bad, I would want one of our own people, firemen and policemen, attend me. So I agree with the increase as a resident, and I thank them for their professionalism, and I think it's well deserved.
Thank you, John.
And lastly, I have here from the White House, from the Office of the Press Secretary, a proclamation by the President of the United States of America. Our nation is heartbroken. We mourn with all whose loved ones who were murdered and injured in last night's horrible tragedy in Las Vegas, Nevada. As we grieve, we pray that God may provide comfort and relief to all those suffering. As a mark of respect for the victims of the senseless act of violence perpetrated on October 1st, 2017 by the authority invested in me as the President of the United States by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, I hereby order that the flag of the United States shall be flown at half-mast at the White House and upon all public buildings and grounds, at all military posts and naval stations, and on all naval vessels of federal government and the District of Columbia and throughout the United States and its territories and possessions until sunset, October 6, 2017. I also directed the flag shall be flown at half-mast for the same length of time at all United States embassies, consular offices, and other facilities abroad, including military facilities and naval vessels and stations. In witness thereof, I have unto set my hand the second day of October in the year of our Lord, 2017, and of the independence of the United States of America, and 242nd. Donald J. Trump. This city's flags were raised prematurely on that Friday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Sunset was at 6:31 in the evening. I ask why.
I wasn't aware of that, John, but I appreciate you bringing it up. I can tell you it was not meant as any disrespect. If the flag was raised prematurely, it was obviously a mistake.
And I'd like to add, Mayor, that last year I was in the office of the city manager discussing a program, a process that he fully embraced and agreed with, that possibly we could have our veterans, a veteran assigned to each flagpole, and the word put out by email, and the veterans assist the city. They go up, and then they get emailed again, and there's confirmation back and forth that maybe the veterans of this city and of the veterans organizations of this city, so when the flag is raised or lowered at half-staff, that the veterans can help the city in doing this important task. And it was welcomed with open arms by the city manager. I don't know what happened after that, but there was never anything else discussed with that. I'm just asking that this city council set the policy from this day forward that our flags are raised and lowered properly by order of the President of the United States on time and the time that they're supposed to be, and not early and cut short that respect so do deserve for whatever reason that they went to half-mast. I ask that of this council, that policy be made and be enforced.
Thank you for bringing that up, John.
Thank you.
Is there any other public comment? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to close the public portion. Are there any council comments?
I would like to thank John Doring and Public Works for the new sign out at North Shore Drive and Golf Course Drive. It now shows a delineation between an arrow to go down North Shore, south on North Shore, and where Golf Course Drive is. It's been very confusing to a lot of delivery people. Thank you, John. The residents of that area will be very happy. I just wanted to report that on Friday, North School will be holding their environmental fair. It's a whole day affair outside in the playground in the back. In the morning, it will be the elementary children visiting all the stations. In the afternoon, it will be the middle school children. I will be there with the green team. The garden club will be there. I believe the police department, fire department, public works. Acua is there. Tons of different activities for the children. It's really going to be a wonderful, enlightening day for the children. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
And the weather looks great too.
Okay, any other council comments?
Phil, can I just, just let everybody know that Blankets for Brigantine is now called Hand Up Brigantine, and we've received about 60 Halloween costumes. Some are gently used, some are brand new. So if there's any kids out there that can't afford a costume, that need a costume, if you contact me, we'll get those out to you. First come, first served basis.
Great, thank you, Lynn. Okay, seeing no other business before council, need a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Once again, I want to thank everyone who attended this evening and participated in your government at work, and for those of you who tuned in at home, have a good night.